There's been a new lawsuit filed against Sean "Diddy" Combs that is generating a lot of buzz. This is just another chapter in the ongoing series of legal troubles surrounding the music mogul, and this new case may be particularly damaging. Why? Because it appears to follow the same pattern as the previous allegations that came to light in the infamous Jay-Z and Diddy case. The similarities are unmistakable, and the latest individual to come forward with allegations is said to have receipts, which could prove crucial in making the case stronger. This lawsuit has resurfaced some of the most unsettling claims surrounding Diddy's activities, claims that have been floating around for years. It's all about the modus operandi, MO, of how Diddy allegedly operates. These new allegations show a disturbing pattern that's hard to ignore, and they could shed light on the darker aspects of his world. Let's dive into the specifics of the case that's causing all the drama. The lawsuit was filed by an individual who is referred to as John Doe for legal reasons. According to the lawsuit, in late October of 2022, a young musician traveled to Los Angeles to pursue his career. He had dreams of making it big in the music world and decided to perform on the street near a popular nightclub. It's not an unusual move for aspiring musicians. Many have been discovered while playing on the streets or in subway stations. Big names in music have risen from humble street performances, and this young man was hoping for the same kind of break. Around midnight on November 4, 2022, the young man was approached by a man dressed in dark clothing, wearing sunglasses, and sporting a Bad Boy Records hat. This is significant because, as others have claimed in similar situations, wearing such hats can signal affiliation with Diddy's brand or team. The man complimented the musician on his singing voice and talent. He then told the musician that he was a scout for Diddy, and Diddy was interested in discovering new talent. The musician, naturally, saw this as a potentially life-changing opportunity. It's the kind of chance every aspiring artist dreams of, but as we've learned from similar cases, things quickly take a darker turn. The scout told the musician that Diddy was hosting an exclusive birthday party that night and that a driver would come pick him up. This again mirrors past accounts where individuals were invited to Diddy's private parties under the guise of career opportunities. Around an hour and a half later, a driver in a black Cadillac Escalade arrived to pick the musician up. This is where the story starts to echo previous allegations. Other victims have shared stories of being picked up by similar vehicles and taken to private homes where the parties are held. The musician was not told the exact address of the party, which only added to the air of secrecy and exclusivity. Similar tactics have been reported in other cases where individuals were taken to remote locations without knowing what they were walking into. Once the musician arrived at the private home, he was introduced to Diddy. According to the lawsuit, Diddy's first words to the musician were, "So you must be gamey." This interaction is significant because it suggests that Diddy was aware of the young musician's stage name before he even arrived, which seems to point to a level of prior planning or coordination, something that has been mentioned in other similar situations involving Diddy. The fact that this new lawsuit mirrors other accusations is raising serious questions. There are notable parallels to past incidents where individuals were allegedly scouted, taken to private parties, and then subjected to disturbing behavior. People like Little Rod have also described how they were recruited to attend events where they were forced to wear Bad Boy Records or Love Records hats to signal their association with Diddy's circle. This kind of scouting and fishing for talent is a recurring theme, and the pattern of behavior is starting to look very suspicious. As with other cases, the musician in this lawsuit was lured into a situation that initially appeared to offer opportunities but quickly took a darker turn. What happened behind closed doors at these private parties? We don't know all the details yet, but the similarities between the stories are undeniable. What's really concerning about this case, and the broader wave of lawsuits, is the damage it could do to Diddy's public image and career. He's been a powerful figure in the entertainment industry for decades, but as more people come forward with stories that suggest predatory behavior, his reputation is at stake. This new lawsuit, coupled with the receipts mentioned by the accuser, could have a significant impact on his future in the music business. Additionally, the fact that Jay-Z is also connected to one of these cases complicates things even further. If this lawsuit gains traction, it could bring additional scrutiny to the already tense relationship between Jay-Z, Diddy, and others in the hip-hop community. The legal fallout could extend beyond just Diddy and impact others who have been associated with him over the years. Another element that complicates this case is the impact on Diddy's family, particularly his children. You mentioned that Diddy's kids may not want to acknowledge what their father has allegedly done. The public image of family members is often a delicate thing, and the strain of such accusations could add a personal layer to the legal battle. The public may have a harder time viewing Diddy as a respected father figure, especially if these allegations continue to grow. This case is part of a broader conversation about power dynamics in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. The idea of scouting individuals, especially young, aspiring musicians, is something that has been raised in other similar cases, showing a trend of exploitation by powerful individuals. What makes this case so damning is the repeated nature of these patterns, which some see as a strategy used to manipulate or take advantage of people under the guise of professional opportunity. While we may never fully know the extent of these allegations or how they will play out in court, one thing is clear: the entertainment industry is not as glamorous as it often appears on the surface. Behind the lights and the fame, there are darker realities that need to be exposed and dealt with. The lawsuit against Diddy is just one more chapter in an ongoing saga of accusations that seem to follow a disturbing pattern. Whether this case will have lasting consequences for Diddy, Jay-Z, or others involved remains to be seen, but what's evident is the potential for serious damage to Diddy's reputation and career. The similarities to previous allegations, along with the addition of evidence and receipts, are not something that can be easily ignored. As more people come forward, it seems we may be only scratching the surface of a much larger issue in the entertainment world. I understand that you're asking to rewrite and summarize the details you've shared about the allegations in a clear and coherent way. Here's a summarized version of the situation, aiming for clarity and focus. In late 2022, a man, referred to as John Doe, filed a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that he was assaulted during an encounter at one of Diddy's private events. The incident began when John Doe, a street musician, was approached by an individual who claimed to be a scout for Diddy. The man complimented Doe's singing ability and invited him to a private party Diddy was hosting that night, promising a potential career opportunity. Doe, excited by the prospect of advancing his music career, agreed and was picked up by a driver in an all-black Cadillac Escalade. He was taken to a private home, where the party was being held. Upon arrival, Doe met Diddy, who allegedly made a comment about Doe's voice, and the two began discussing his music aspirations. During their conversation, Diddy complimented Doe's chain, which seemed like a way to build rapport. Diddy then invited Doe to see his jewelry collection. Doe, still hopeful about the potential career boost, agreed. However, things took an unsettling turn once they moved to a private room within the house. As the conversation continued, Doe claims he began to feel strange. He noticed that he was becoming drowsy, euphoric, and unbalanced, effects he attributed to the drink Diddy had given him. It soon became clear that something was wrong, and he later realized that he had been drugged. Doe claims that Diddy led him to believe that they would continue discussing business in the private room, but instead, the situation turned sexually inappropriate. Diddy allegedly asked Doe if he had ever performed certain sexual acts, with Doe responding that he had not. Diddy reportedly insisted that Doe should try them. Despite Doe's refusal and attempts to leave, Diddy allegedly pressured him further, making promises about launching his music career if he complied. As the pressure escalated, Doe claimed he attempted to leave, but Diddy refused to let him. Eventually, Doe says Diddy lost patience, forcefully grabbed his face, and assaulted him. According to the lawsuit, after the assault, Doe was left largely incapacitated and abandoned on the edge of the bed. The next morning, an unknown individual reportedly administered another substance to Doe before telling him that his ride was waiting outside. He was driven back to the nightclub and dropped off with no further contact from Diddy. As a result of the assault, Doe claims to have suffered from physical pain, mental anguish, emotional distress, and a sense of humiliation. He felt too ashamed and fearful to report what had happened, especially because of Diddy's powerful position in the entertainment industry. Doe, like many other survivors, found it difficult to speak out. This lawsuit adds to the growing number of claims against Diddy. When combined with previous lawsuits, such as those from Little Rod, the 13-year-old girl, and even federal government involvement, it paints a disturbing picture of a possible systematic pattern of abuse. If these allegations are true, they suggest that Diddy has been using his power and influence to exploit young individuals under the guise of offering career opportunities. The fact that Diddy may have been involved in multiple instances of similar behavior adds weight to these claims, reinforcing the idea that this is not an isolated incident but part of a broader pattern of abuse. What makes this case particularly significant is that it provides further evidence of this alleged pattern, suggesting that this behavior could be systematic and ongoing. The lawsuit also comes at a critical time for any other potential victims who may want to come forward. February 28, 2025, is the last day individuals can file paperwork to sue under the Gender Motivated Violence Act and the Look Back Act in California. This gives those who may have experienced similar abuse the final opportunity to pursue legal action before the window closes. For anyone who has been affected by similar incidents, this is a crucial time to take action and hold powerful individuals accountable. Although the deadline is approaching, those who have been victims still have a chance to get justice. The case also sheds light on how abuse in the entertainment industry is often hidden or silenced due to the power dynamics at play. For survivors, especially men who often face even more stigma about speaking out, the impact of such experiences can be long-lasting. Many survivors struggle with shame, fear, and the pressure to stay silent, particularly when the abuser is a well-known, influential figure like Diddy. As the case continues to develop, it's likely that more information will come to light. The issue isn't just about one individual, but a larger pattern of exploitation that could extend beyond Diddy. If these accusations are substantiated, they could have serious consequences for Diddy's reputation and career, especially when you consider how many others have reportedly experienced similar abuse. This case is just one more example of how difficult it can be to seek justice in the entertainment industry, where powerful figures may use their status to manipulate and control others. The growing number of lawsuits against Diddy is troubling and raises broader questions about accountability and abuse in the industry. As the legal battle continues, there are questions about how other powerful figures, including Kanye West, who has been publicly supportive of Diddy, might be implicated or connected to this broader pattern. The issue could have ripple effects beyond just Diddy and his immediate circle, influencing the public's perception of others within the entertainment industry. This situation serves as a stark reminder of the importance of supporting survivors and ensuring that individuals in positions of power are held accountable for their actions. The legal landscape is changing, and the pressure to address issues of sexual assault and exploitation is increasing. It's clear that there's a need for systemic change to prevent such abuse from continuing, and for survivors to receive the justice and support they deserve. In the end, it's crucial that people continue to come forward, take action, and demand accountability for these types of abuses, no matter how difficult or long the road to justice may be. This version refines and summarizes the key points of the lawsuit and the surrounding details, while emphasizing the importance of the legal action and the broader implications of these allegations. Let me know if you'd like any changes or additional details. Jean's relationship with Diddy had been steadily unraveling, but a specific interaction with Diddy's mother, Miss Call, marked the breaking point. Jean had always acted as the gatekeeper to Diddy's office, ensuring no one entered without permission. One day, Miss Call approached him with an unusual request, to go downstairs and bring food from her car. Jean, feeling that it was outside his responsibilities, firmly declined. Miss Call pressed him, questioning why he wouldn't comply when others did. Jean, standing his ground, responded, "I'm not here for that, Miss Colonel." She continued to push, but Jean remained resolute. At that moment, Diddy emerged from his office and overheard the exchange. He immediately intervened, asking his mother, "Why are you messing with Jean?" He then told her, "Leave Jay alone." This incident was the final straw for Jean. Over the years, he had remained loyal to Diddy, putting up with disrespect and enduring difficult situations. But in that moment, the lack of respect from Miss Call, coupled with the emotional toll from the recent death of ASAP Ferg's father, was too much for him. Jean had dealt with years of frustration and feelings of betrayal, whether it was from not receiving appreciation for his efforts or being disregarded by those he had helped. After that exchange, Jean knew he couldn't continue in that environment. He walked away from Diddy's office, never to return. The bond that had once felt unbreakable had crumbled under the weight of years of mistreatment, and Jean realized that, for his own peace of mind, he had to leave it all behind.